What's good? What's good? This is your boy, the real Chris Radney. Follow me, IG, Instagram. IG is Instagram, but all my social media platforms, TikTok, at the real Chris Radney. I'm over here with my guy, my neighbor, dope dude. My man's Terrance. So I met Terrance. Quick story: I met Terrance in our actual building. We live in Atlanta, so I met Terrance in my building. This motherfucker at the pool all the time. You catch T at the pool or at the gym. Like, both of them times he does probably not wearing a shirt. But this is my guy, good dude, stand up dude. And I'll actually, so we do a quick interview today, just pretty much talking about what we do, right? Like lifestyle, entrepreneurship, background. So have Terrance introduce himself.
Good evening, Terrance Anthony. Like you said, you either find me at the pool or at the gym. I grew up without a pool, so and I love the water.
Hey, that's real shit.
I grew up without a pool, so now it's my very first pool that I ever lived at. I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Oh, all the time. Like, if y'all ain't ever actually seen my IG story, like the pool is fucking lit at all times.
Yeah.
And Terrance is always there.
I love the pool.
Always there.
Love the pool.
So especially like growing up, I grew up in the hood, so like my uncle had a pool, my cousin had a pool, but I didn't really swim like that growing
Man, we used to
up.
go to the public pool. My mom used to drop us off at the community centers. She'd leave us there all day because the community center was free.
Oh yes, that's New York. That's New York, Oklahoma shit.
They had it happen in Oklahoma, had it everywhere. The community centers, like the Y. It's like the
Okay,
Y.
gotcha.
The YMCA was free because low-income families can't afford babysitters, so you drop the kids off at the community centers or rec centers or YMCA's, and everything is free. So they would take us on trips to like the pool.
Yeah, bro, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
Like we grew up on free breakfast and free lunch.
Okay, no, that part I can relate to that part. Definitely relate to having free lunch and shit. But the pool thing was as a kid, like I didn't really like water. The water I just got comfortable with recently.
Right.
But it was to the point where my uncle got to teach swim. I'm like, bro, I don't understand that shit.
Right.
Like his idea of teaching how to swim was throw us in the pool and have to pedal your way out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing that? This shit made no sense to me.
That happened to me. That's actually how I learned to swim. I was like about 4 or 5 years old, and I was like a crybaby because I was scared of the deep water. I was always tall, so they threw my tall ass in the deep end, and you either gonna sink or drown. And actually, I went all the way down to the bottom. I got up because I grabbed onto someone's leg, so someone brought me out the water. But I grew up the same way, man. If they throw you in that water, you gotta learn to swim.
Yeah, I actually learned how to swim for real. Like when I was, like 28, 29.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Really?
Actually, it might have been later than that. I might have been 30 already. But
at least you know how to swim now.
I can swim now. I can swim. I'm fucking backstroking and shit. What happened was I was at a pool. We was at a pool party in Arizona, and there was a grotto. If those who don't know what a grotto is, it's like an underwater cave thing. Yeah. You have to have one. It's an underwater cave, and it was in the 9 feet part of the pool. And then over the grotto was a cliff. People jump off so you jump off the grotto,
right?
Or come down the slide to get in the pool,
right?
And I was like, fuck, I can't get in the fucking grotto.
Yeah.
So literally, my homegirl literally had to take 2 hours out of her day, and teach me how to swim.
Well, listen. No, at least you know how to do it.
No, it's like the bottom of that bitch. Fishes, motherfucker. But no, swimming now. Especially when I have kids, I have to teach them how to swim early.
Yeah, early.
I don't want them to be fucking 30 years old and can't swim.
Early. Can teach them early.
So I already said it. From Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was born in Oklahoma. I spent literally a third of my life in Oklahoma. Well, not even quite halfway. And I lived in Texas, and then from Texas I went to New York. So pretty much New York was pretty much been a third of my life. So I've been in New York for the past 10 years. So even though I was born in Oklahoma, lived in Texas, grew up in a southern way, I got that New York state of mind because coming straight fresh from New York to Atlanta, being in New York for 10 years, like they say in New York, if you're in New York for 10 years, you're a New Yorker. You kind of pick up the way they talk, the way they walk, and the whole style rubs off on you because it's such a strong culture. Yeah. It really does rub up on you. And you know what though? And I love New York for that because New York taught me a lot of things that I never picked up, either in Oklahoma or Texas. But like they say, that saying is, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And that's a fact. That is a fact. So I love New York for what it done for me, what it taught me.
So transitioning from here. So what brought you to Atlanta?
I came to Atlanta for my acting career. So I started out acting in New York 5 years ago, especially due to COVID. New York and LA shut down, so there's not a lot of productions and things going on. I got into theater, which I actually love theater because to perform in front of people is actually crazy. You know what I mean? Your nerves is going, and I have my friends come support me because if you mess up, you can't show that you mess up. So you have to improv. You have to be great at that. You know, so theater is actually much more fun than shooting film. I love television and film even more as far as to watch, but performing wise, I think theater is a whole lot more fun performing.
Okay,
so I came out here for just to pursue my acting career.
Gotcha. So I've actually heard that before. I told you like I did acting in college, like on and off. Just like I play sports, so it was something to do. So it's something I always had like I love like theater. I love movies. I love TV shows. So I love like the acting shit. So I'm like as a kid, like I don't know if everybody did this shit, but like y'all would like act out movies with your cousins. Like,
everybody would do that. Everybody would do the whole do the Friday, hey Smoke, hey Craig, it's only, you know what I mean? Like everybody, whatever movie that made you laugh, that made you pretty much the comedy movies. Remember that when we was kids, Run, Forrest, Run.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, all the great movies was it was imitated a lot, and that's the power about movies. It brought people together. You know what I mean? But I never knew I wanted to be an actor. I was an athlete just like you. I used to play basketball, and then I blew out my knee, and I had to find like another way. A course to find in life, and I'm like, what else do I love besides sports? I love movies.
Gotcha.
So that's what helped me find my way as far as acting. Finding something else besides sports.
Y'all really can't tell. Terrance like we're 6'6", right?
6'6", yeah.
6'6". So right now, like, because I'm a little wider than him, but looks like I'm bigger than him. He's actually fucking taller than me. Which threw me off the first time we met. I was like, this nigga's taller than me, bro. Yeah. So like, playing basketball, blowing your knee out. So the transition, like, how was that? Because how were you bleeding out?
Yeah, I blew my knee on a basketball game. I was starting as a freshman. It was a basketball game, and I was having a bad game that day. And some 6'10" guy fell on the side of my leg and kind of snapped my leg. And it ended my career. and I'm not gonna lie to you. So I was depressed for about a good 5 or 6 years because I was being scouted by overseas scouts, and I was being scouted by some great people. And then when that ended my career, I was depressed for 5 or 6 years. I couldn't find my way. I actually had to go. Actually, to be honest with you, I had to seek therapy. Okay. It's because I felt like basketball was my identity. That's what people knew me. Terrance was good at basketball, so that's a part of who they knew me from. So once I lost that, I felt like I didn't know who I was. What was my purpose? Because I always thought basketball was my purpose. So I think that acting pretty much it saved my life in a way because it helped me find something that I actually love. Besides basketball.
All right, so like being a former athlete, like so you played Division I football, basketball, right?
Yeah.
Played Division I basketball. As a Division I football player, like those who have not played Division I sports, if you have to understand the experience of being a Division I athlete or being a college athlete in general, for that matter, because like even if you play Division II or Division III, whatever your situation is, being a college athlete, it changes something in you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes for the best, sometimes for the worst. But it does change something in you because like you're doing something that you love for a long time.
Yeah.
And now you're technically being paid to do it because you're getting
you're
school.
Professional by that time.
Yeah, at that point you're technically professional because you're getting paid because you have school and you're doing autograph sessions and like interviews, and it's literally grooming you for right now. Like even though like we're not in the sport anymore. Like I left football when I was 20 years old. A combination of things, but also it was like the mental aspect of getting my position switched around and like not really know what I want to do in my life, and then like developing tendonitis both of my knees. I'm like, bro, and I actually had a dude in my he was 2 years older than me. He had double knee surgery.
Right. Wow.
At like 22.
Wow.
And I was like, bro, I don't want that fucking life. I don't want to do that shit. Yeah. So I totally get like that type of depression kicks in and you have no idea what the fuck is going on or where you're at right now. So kudos to you seeking therapy because you 30 or 36? 36. So shit, back then therapy wasn't even like a popular thing to do.
No. I think I started taking, I moved to New York when I was 26. I started doing therapy probably like when I was like maybe 29, 30, okay, when I turned 30. But like you said, you never notice until you get older what sports teach you. Yeah. Sports teach you life lessons. They teach you discipline. They teach you, hard work. They teach you a lot of things that, you applied back then, but you didn't realize you could apply in life now.
Got you. All right, so what's your top 2 lessons from sports?
I would sit there and say hard work and discipline, definitely. I used to work hard. I used to practice all the time. I used to love practice. I used to love just being in the gym. I used to love that more than talking to being with girls. 'Cause I knew my dad always taught me girls are fun, have fun. They were a distraction, but at the end of the day, what do you really love? Is that girl worth your future? And I'm like, nah, my future's more important. So once I got that at an early age, yeah, I would still hang out with the girl. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be in that gym because I knew I wanted to perform. I love performing in front of crowds. You know, for the people, when it's game time.
Oh yeah, it's game time.
It's nothing like that.
Whole different level, yeah.
When people call your name, 6'6" from Oklahoma City freshman, they're like, freshmen starting basketball? They're like, what? It did something to you. It brought you alive. You know what I mean? It's like, it was one of the greatest feelings when you're performing in front of people, when they scream your name, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something I will never forget. But hard work, definitely working hard, and discipline to make the right decisions, to do what you have to do. There was a lot of times where I didn't want to go work out. Yeah. Even now, you see me, like you said, I'm in the gym. Yeah. A lot of times I don't want to work out, but I know that I want to get my body a certain way, so when a producer calls and a casting director calls, Terrance is ready. Yeah. I look at people like The Rock. He's definitely someone who I look up to. He works out 3 times a day. Yeah. And that's why he's the #1 highest paid actor in Hollywood for the past 4 or 5 years. And he sits there and says, no one works harder than me.
I believe. Listen. Like, I'm a big Rock fan. Like I'm a Rock fan from like when The Rock was like, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?"
You see, I never got into wrestling though.
Oh, bro, I know.
I never got into wrestling.
I huge wrestling fan. Like I say, so for me, growing up, wrestling was like my first. When I didn't even know if wrestling was fake.
Right.
But it was like my first time of understanding like being a performer. Right. Because my grandma always say like they act so well. My grandma's not fucking acting like.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that it was like they're entertainers.
Yeah.
Which is why they switched from federations like WWE to WWF to WWE, because like they're actually in the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. And it's like you see them, they work out every day, like doing all the other shit. So like for me, The Rock was my dude growing up. It was like we had like the one singular ass Brahma Bull tattoo, and he was hanging out with the Nation Federation. Like when he was like so like. For me, it was like he's that nigga forever, and so watching him progress from one also like the football college thing too, like he played in Miami, but like watching him progress from like he's playing The Rock is cooking to the like Dwayne The Rock Johnson situation, like seeing that lifestyle, it's like, bro, it's a whole different ball game. Because I don't know if Rock talks about that, but he was broke when he was wrestling.
Yeah, he actually had $7 in his pocket, and he actually named his production company $7 Production.
Right.
But that's the thing, though. That's the beauty about life. That's the beauty about not giving up. You get to change your mindset. Once you have that mindset, you can reinvent yourself, and that's what he did. He went from a football player and reinvented himself to a wrestler, then reinvented himself to a movie star. And that's the thing. That's the whole mindset. You know what I mean? And that's and he got that hard work from football. Yeah, he had to, because football's hard. It's not easy.
That's fuck.
So that's what I'm gonna say. It's a lot of life lessons, and people, you got to make the right decision. See, but am I gonna make this decision? To do what I really need to do. But a lot of people are scared to do that. Right. A lot of people are scared to follow their goals and dreams because fear of fear in general. Oh, what if I don't make it? What if I lose money? And what if this and that? It's just, I went through that myself. Yeah. I think everyone goes through that, but you have to just be like, you know what? It's gonna work out.
Real shit. So like, especially like with you acting, it's always been cool. I actually got to like see Terrance and work the room. So we did that pretty event.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you got to help me.
Yeah. So we did networking 3 weeks ago, and like, so when you see people like when I fuck with Terrance, he's a man of his word. When he says some shit, he mean that shit. So we were at the networking event, and he's just like, I need to meet some fucking people who were filming shit. And so we're at name tags with like no real information on it. Yeah. So at this point, he gets to the point where he's walking around the room like, yo, so anybody here does like film production? I'm like, he's actually the first motherfucker to actually ask how to find the person he's looking for. Because everybody else in the building was on some like speed dating type shit. Yeah,
I mean, listen, it says networking event. So that's my mindset. I'm thinking we're coming to network. I didn't come here to talk to girls. You know what I mean? So I want to get. I'm the type of person. I don't like the bullshit. I like to get straight to the point.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like if just with everything in life, I like to get straight to the point because, I'm 36 years old. I don't have time. I gotta move. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. We can't take time for granted. If I'm gonna go to a networking event, let's network. If I'm gonna go to a speed dating event, let's speed date. But you know what I mean? I was like I said, like you said, who's the people I want to work with? I want to work with like-minded individuals. Like you said, you're acting too. We both lift weights. Like, you know what I'm saying? We hang out too, right?
Right.
We have a lot of the same things in common. And that's the type of people I want to hang around with.
Right, because so like I would say it's a big deal. So moving growing up in Detroit. If you've ever been to Detroit, if not been, don't go. Like, we're not much there. But being in Detroit, moving.
I don't like Detroit. I've been there one time. I have no interest of going back.
I know. I
was there for work, for a weekend. I was like, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah. So like, but then living in Arizona for 10 years, and then me coming here, and it's just like. This is home for me because this place I've been like, okay, I'm meeting people like me.
Right.
I can freely be myself. Freely I understand people, how people work. So it's definitely been a pleasure of like being here, like for this short time. Did you move here in February, right?
I moved here in first week of April.
First week of April, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been here for almost 5 months now.
Yeah, right. So I remember because I moved in February 1st, so I remember like seeing T like fresh, like when he first moved in or whatever. But it's cool though because it's like to see people in the same boat of like where I am mentally. Of like, cool, this is what I want to do in my life. I'm gonna fucking do that shit. And T does it all. Like, so wait, now you do Sorak.
Yeah. I represent Sorak. Before COVID, I was traveling to different cities representing the brand. A great brand, amazing company. So it's fun. I love my job. It's great.
All right. So how did you get into
that? With Sorak?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think when I was in New York, I was bartending for a couple of years, and bartending helped me build up my knowledge of spirits.
It sounds like you like a movie bartender.
Huh?
You like a movie bartender.
A movie bartender?
Yeah.
well, hey, if it's a good role and have some lines, I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, I basically, bartending for years, networking with the right crowd, meeting, like I said, meeting the right people, working at the right events. You meet a lot of people. And so when Sorak had an opening, one of my friends was like, I know the perfect guy who will be perfect for this. So I came recommended.
Yeah, that's dope.
And it was actually a blessing because I was at the point in my life, I was like, I'm done with bartending. I'm tired of it. And right when I was done with bartending, I kid you not, I was like, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming into my life, but I know something great is coming. I literally said that.
Respect.
I said, something great is coming. I don't need bartending anymore. I'm gonna do something else. And I did have it. That was one of the parts of life. You have a fear. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Yeah. So I did have a fear of how am I gonna get paid? How am I gonna get money? But I knew something great was coming. You know what I mean? And then something great came into my life. Sorak came into my life. And it helped me tremendously financially, meeting a lot of people, networking. It's great. It's definitely been the best job I've ever had by far.
Dope. As you can see, I say he does his shit, like he really does his shit. The modeling, the acting thing, because I know part of that, of like doing the Sorak thing is you're definitely on stage.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be on stage when you're out, like talking to these venues and these people. Like, he was the first person that actually told me to drink the Sorak VS.
Yeah, the VS, the brandy. The
brandy. So I kept saying it, and I was like, I ain't fucking drinking that shit. And then he was like, you gotta try it. And I had that shit. I was like, this is the best brandy I ever had in my fucking life. Legit. If I go to the store now, and if I'm getting a brandy, it's 100% the Sorak VS. Because I love whiskeys, cognacs, and brandy, so like that is my shit.
Right.
So he was explaining to me like why it was great. I'm like,
how long it's aged, what's in it, what's on the nose, what's on the palate, things of that sort. But I like things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love to learn. I love to learn things. So it's like when I speak to people, hopefully they like to learn things too. So like I said, I take pride in representing the brand Sorak. I think it's an amazing brand. I was drinking funny stories. I was drinking Sorak before I even got hired with them. Because I like the Sorak Peach. Yeah. So it's kind of funny, it's kind of funny how life works sometimes, right? Like you like something and you think about something and you bring it to you. You draw a lot of things, but it's crazy. Sorak's a blessing, definitely. Sorak has been a blessing to me.
Bad. So that's like I want to make sure that I got a chance to probably introduce my man Terrance. He will be on the next podcast when we do our Straight Talk No Chaser, so look out for that. Where can they find you? Where can they follow you on social media?
My social media is I am Terrance Anthony. Terrance is with the A, not Terre, Terra. So I am Terrance Anthony is my handle on social media on Instagram.
Bet. So I thank y'all. Make sure y'all follow my man. So again, this is Chris Radney.
Appreciate you, brother.
Everywhere. Always.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Look, like be on the lookout. We got a lot of shit planned. So on social media, be on the lookout for this. I'll YouTube, subscribe, check us out. I'll have like the short version on my Instagram, and then I'll have a long one on my YouTube. But yeah, when y'all see him on the big screen, just know. Come back to this interview. Come back to this interview. Remember,
God willing.
remember that we had this interview on September 16th, 2021. That my man Terrance is gonna be on the big screen sometime soon, bro. So.